Oh, yeah. You've got a friend in the SEC. I started in 1968 as a 16-year-old apprentice. A little bit older than that now.
Loved it. It was very much like a family, very close-knit. In the good old days, SEC would be 110 apprentices each year. And I loved the training side. I loved being out on the job.
Then to see in a few short years a Premier come along and with this theory, and that's all it was, that never worked, it never would work, it was never going to work, just destroy it all. It broke our hearts.
And I guess probably one of the things that still hurts to this day is that when privatisation had happened, they cut back apprentice training. It still does hurt to some extent these days. Felt like a piece of me was taken away.
The damage that was done in the mid-90s when Jeff Kennedy's Liberal Premier privatised, here was an industry of 22,000 employees, devastated down to 7,000 in a matter of a few years.
When privatisation happened, apprentices basically came to a standstill. And we're paying the price for that now. Went from maintaining a reliable system across Victoria to what can we do to save dollars?
It's an essential service. Without what's providing the lights here, the camera, etc., without that being deemed to be an essential service, just a commodity you buy and sell, it's fundamentally wrong. And I've got two sons, proud of me two boys. I talked them out of joining the power industry way back in the 90s when they become ready to move into employment because it was on a downhill slide.
I've been made redundant in the past, so we go from one contract to another, and that doesn't really enable you to plan and be secure as far as your financial situations goes. And a lot of people that I work for find that hard, taking out mortgages and supporting their families.
You're constantly changing your shirt and there's no real job security at all.
The years where our electricity networks have been privatised and seeing year on year costs blowing out, and everyone from businesses through to your average punters and your pensioners going, this is just exorbitant ripping off of people.
Yeah, just as a consumer, it's you notice it in your bills, and it definitely hasn't worked.
10 years of neglect at a national level means we've got all that time to make up, and that means that prices will just keep skyrocketing. I mean, I understand, I've heard 50% increase coming.
I think the evidence will show that in the past it's been run for profit and purely profit. Now here in Victoria, the consumers are picking up the bill for that.
Never in my lifetime would I think that the SEC would ever come back in some way, shape or form.
Just to have a commission back again that values job security, good growth and renewables, I think it'll be just a fantastic outcome for the state and all Victorians.
So it recreates that career path with some certainty. It just offers a brand new pathway for the younger generation, like it used to be.
People would be proud to work for a publicly owned institution like that, to provide a service to community. It's going to be really, really good knowing that whatever profits are generated from electricity generation would go back into the network and would go back to the people that own it, which should have always been the Victorian public.
Is there anything good about privatisation?
The end of it.